We're back on the road, and in today's property acquisition tip and trick, we're going to talk a little bit about the street and why that's important when you're identifying potential investment properties. At the street level, it is so important to make sure that you're buying in the right streets and avoiding the wrong streets, because it can dramatically affect the long-term performance of that particular property. All we're trying to do when we're buying investment properties is to get the best return on our investment over the longer period of time. And what we've found is that properties that are on main streets, properties that are right next to retail zones, right next to cemeteries, on train lines, backing onto highways, in busy areas where you can't just go for a little walk out on the street, you can't have kids playing out on the street, can affect that performance. Now, it may not be much, and it may only seem like a little bit, but if you compound that over a longer period of time, we're talking about tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars over a 15 or 20-year journey from that investment property. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm certainly not willing to leave that on the table. So when I'm looking for investment properties, I definitely make sure I pay attention when I get to the street level. Where we're shooting this video right now, you can see that we're on a beautiful street. There's lots of trees lining the sides of the roads. There's lots of owner-occupiers that are quite house proud, that have looked after their front yards. There's barely any cars. I don't think there's actually been a car that's driven past this entire time we've been shooting the video. And that's nice, because when an owner-occupier is coming to look at potential properties, that's something that's important to them. They want their kids to be able to go out on the street and play on the street and be safe and secure and not get run over by a car, obviously. So that's one of the things that we look at, because those owner-occupiers are going to be the ones that are going to pay an emotional price for the property that they want to purchase. So let's say we buy this house right beside me as an investment property. We want our neighbours to be owner-occupiers, because they're going to drive up the prices of those properties, which in turn can actually help with the valuations of your property. So the best way to get a better understanding of the street is when you identify a suburb or a couple of suburbs that you're thinking of investing in, you want to really print out a map of the suburb and highlight the main roads so that you actually understand where the areas you want to avoid are. And then when you're looking at properties to inspect or to potentially purchase, you just look at the street, and you're going to know as soon as you look at that map before you get to the property. Then when you actually go to the inspection, when you first drive into the street, you just want to be aware as you're driving around. Some of the things that we're looking out for is the cleanliness of the street, the tidiness of the yards. I look at the houses. Have they been renovated? Have they been well maintained, or have they not been so well maintained? And all of these things give me a better understanding of the percentage of owner-occupiers in the street, the percentage of renters in the street. And one of the questions I always ask myself is, would I live on this street? Would I be happy to live on this street? Because as an owner-occupier, you want to really be in those quiet, family-friendly streets. So there you have it. That's your property acquisition tip and trick of the day. The street is so important. Make sure that you understand the suburbs that you're investing in. Make sure that you understand the streets that you're buying in, because it can dramatically impact the long-term performance of that property. Make sure you do avoid main roads. Make sure you're purchasing in nice, quiet, family-friendly areas, as I've said. So thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. Have a great day.